Okay. Well, sitting here with my friend Jimmy Hathorn, we worked with a while back. How long ago was that? At least a year, right?
Yeah, at least a year.
Okay. We probably should have done this sooner, but better late than never. So, um, I don't want to lead you too much because I kind of want to hear in your own words, but like when you first came and worked with us, like what was not working? What would you say was the problem?
I had a lot of anxiety and I wasn't able to really verbalize my thoughts very well. Um, Tired all the time and really just was struggling a lot with
Was
all of that.
the tired all the time um, like a constant symptom, or is it like was it a temporary symptom, as in you just weren't sleeping well, or did it not matter how you slept? You just always felt tired.
Yeah, it didn't matter how I slept. I just always was tired.
Okay, I think there's a key distinction there, at
Just
least on
drained.
a lot of times with fast brain people, that's a common symptom I call wired and tired. You feel sleepy, but your brain's so active, or your body's active, or whatever. Even when you do sleep, it doesn't seem to work.
Yeah.
Said my internet was unstable. I hope it doesn't mess up my feed. Okay, what was the other thing you said? Um, you said so the anxiety and the trouble expressing your thoughts. Is that how you said it?
Yeah, the verbalizing my thoughts.
Verbalizing. Okay. Is that two separate things? Anxiety and
Mhm.
trouble verbalizing?
Yes,
Okay.
for
Okay.
me it is.
Okay. So how would you describe, just, because everybody's a little bit different. For you, what does anxiety mean?
Um,
What was your symptoms?
for me, it's constant worrying or constantly going over situations or conversations in my head and basically over analyzing everything and worrying about all the different outcomes or the different if I should I have done something different. So yeah.
Awesome. No, I think that's a clear distinction. In the brain training world, we call that ruminating.
Yes.
And before I got into this world, I'd actually never heard that word before, but
Yeah.
I definitely did that. I always describe it as I'm like an attorney in my head. I'm playing out the courtroom. I'm the whole line of questioning, like, because I'm trying to trap
Yes.
whoever I'm competing against.
Yes.
Um, okay, so how long did you work with us?
It was at least 3 months,
Okay,
possibly more.
and I think we
I think
did
it
about,
was 3 to 6 months.
okay, and we did about 20 sessions.
Yeah, just about 20 sessions.
Okay, so what changes? How did things get better?
So I almost immediately I noticed I was definitely able to verbalize my thoughts without having to think about it.
That was the first thing. How
Um,
many sessions?
um, I'd say probably 5 sessions in.
Wow, awesome. Okay.
So I was, yeah, able to verbalize my thoughts. I noticed my energy level went up. So I didn't feel as drained all the time.
Okay.
So
Weren't
I
necessarily
felt,
sleeping better, but you just weren't
yeah,
tired.
yeah, I wasn't tired.
Okay.
Um, I felt a lot more relaxed. I think one of the best ways to describe it is I was always on a really high level, like go, go, go. And then after the sessions, I was able to simmer. And I needed that.
Yeah.
So
Okay. That's what I was going to ask. So that's a good feeling.
Yes.
Did you feel like, how do I say this? Like that was outside? Because some people who are fast brained, most people who are fast brained like that they're fast brained. They feel like they're good at
Yeah.
multitasking and they get things done. So when you felt like you were able to calm down and that felt good, did you
Mhm.
feel like that was against your will or whatever? Like, could you wind up if you wanted to?
Oh yeah, I totally could, but it was nice because it was almost like it's something I couldn't control being on high all the time.
Yes.
And it allowed me it to calm.
Gave you
Whereas
the
I
choice.
couldn't do what?
Gave you the choice.
Yes. Where before I couldn't do it. I just was constantly on that really high level.
I love that.
So
That's a great distinction. I tell people all the time, when we create new neural pathways, we can't destroy the old ones. Like the old neural pathways are still there. A lot of times people are like, well, I like that I'm high strung. I like that I multitask.
yeah,
And what you just said is really important because I didn't change that. You're still you. You can
right,
still be as high or fast as you want to be, right? But you have the choice
right,
to calm down if you want to.
right.
Awesome. What
Which that
about,
was it
go
was
ahead.
a feeling of relief
Yes.
almost because I wasn't it, I think it's tied to the energy because I wasn't constantly worn out from being on high all the time. So I was able to simmer. I was able to calm myself down, which I think took up less of my energy. So it was nice.
Awesome. So another thing you described was anxiety, and we clarified that as
Yeah.
ruminating, overthinking. Did
Yeah.
that change?
It helped a lot. I didn't jump to the impatience near as fast as I used to, or the irritation. I wasn't irritated all the time with the anxiety, and I was able to. Whereas before, I it was an automatic reaction.
Hmm.
So instead of stepping back and thinking about what was going on, I would instantly react.
Yes.
So with now, and even now still, I'm able to take a step back and think things through before just reacting,
Right. So
which is
again,
huge for me.
different symptom, but the same
Yeah.
thing here. You're saying now you have a choice.
Yes.
I love that. That's a great distinction. Um, and I guess that's one of the other things that when I'm talking to people about this, trying to describe the process,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to show people what anxiety patterns in the brain are. I love the word that you used there was irritation.
Yeah.
Um, really, irritation is generally an anxiety pattern.
Yeah.
Were you aware of that before we started all this?
No, I didn't realize they were related at all.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Were you aware of the fact that I don't know that there was something wrong or you needed help or you had anxiety or this isn't normal before we worked together?
I had kind of hit my, I don't want to say rock bottom, but I kind of hit a wall on how to deal with it. I didn't know what to do.
Have
I
you
had
tried other
taken,
things?
do what?
Have you tried other things?
Not since,
No, I mean before
I
then.
tried,
Like
oh
how
yeah,
did
I
you
tried
cope?
medication. I tried, trying to take myself out of a situation, but I would still find myself ruminating.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't matter what kind of distance I got from the situation or conversation. I'd constantly be ruminating. Um, but I did know that I needed help, but I just didn't know what to do because I felt like I had tried everything.
Nice. So yeah, there's so much, and like I said, I'm trying to get you to say it because I don't want to lead, and
Right.
I don't want, like I'm feeding you the answers. But again, what I'm hearing you say is, even in that situation now, that what you gained from all this was just the freedom to choose. like some of the negative symptoms were there, but they were knee-jerk reactions. And that's one of the things, again, that I'm trying
Yes.
to educate and create an awareness on is, well, before I say that, I want you to say it.
Sure.
I know you're not a professional brain trainer or whatever, and I don't want you to get technical. I just want you to tell
Okay.
people, what do you think happened to you? Like, what did we do? Why did it change? What do you feel like happened? You know what I mean? Don't be technical. Like, I know we do brain training
Yeah.
and I talk about frequencies. I don't mean that. Like, how would you say, what happened to you?
Um, I was really, I feel like I was given a choice again.
And
I
how did we do
was
that? What did we actually do?
really, it's hard to describe because I
No,
don't really know.
I know. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'll explain it a little bit here. Like I said,
No, you're fine.
I don't want to feed you the answer because then it doesn't seem authentic for people who really want to hear your experience. Like, so,
Right.
okay, I'll tease a little bit then. Like, you're in the Facebook group and I call it rewiring the stress response, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do,
Yes.
so like coming into that, before we worked together, did you feel like that was a stress response?
Yes, because I always felt stressed.
Stress, right? And so something else that you said that I really honed in on was, you said it was a knee-jerk reaction. You said it was automatic. And that's why I call it a stress response, because
Yeah.
when that's triggered, you don't even have the choice anymore. You're already in that sort of irritated, stressed response, right? And it's already too late for you to sit.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you can like try to manage the symptoms. You can slow down or try to
Right.
breathe. But the truth is, you're already irritated. You're already whatever. Your breathing is increased a bit. You're maybe a little bit hotter or flushed, right? That's already been triggered.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think
Yeah.
you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the same stimulus isn't triggering it, the stress response.
Right. It's not. Which is, it's strange for me because I've dealt with this for so long
You thought it was
that
you.
I did. I totally thought it was me, and just that was who I was.
Yes.
So I think that's one of the most amazing things to me, is that even after the 20 sessions, it's like I still have the choice.
Yeah.
And it is, I don't get triggered like I used to anymore.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, that's huge.
It really is. You know, and the reason you still have it is because your brain is the one who fixed it. And I don't know if you know that, but I mean, I know we do certain protocols based on like what we see going on in your brain and what you would like to address. But really, I address that. In fact, I was a personal trainer, and I address brain training the same way I did a personal trainer. You know, if a guy came to me and said, you know, I want to have a stronger bench press, really, the last thing that I would look at would be making his pecs stronger. The first thing I would look at is his shoulder posture, and I would look at the attachment points, and because that's where that's where the movement pattern happens, and I would make sure that his shoulders are stabilized so that I wouldn't injure him. I do the same thing with brain training. I look at your brain and I see where it's at, and I listen to you and see where you want to be, and then I just make suggestions with the protocols, and your brain actually does all the work. The computer just gives you the live feedback, so your brain knows what to do.
Yeah.
It's yours.
So cool, because it's like, that's just really cool.
It is. It really is. I'd like to, you said maybe we could just mention Braden for now. And
Yeah.
you said we could talk to him at another time?
Yeah, we certainly can.
I think that'd be really cool. So maybe just a real quick introduction, what was going on, same thing we did with you, like what was not working, what were the problems when we started working with Braden?
So Braden has Asperger's. He has generalized anxiety disorder and ADD. He's had it since he was a little boy, and we've gone through therapy multiple times with him. We've gone through medication changes, all kinds of things. And he's 15 now, so we've been basically doing it for 10 plus years. And some of the symptoms he would have is he has had a really hard time verbalizing his thoughts, speaking what is going through his head. Um, he really had a hard time focusing on any task. You would give him a list of things to do and had to repeat it so many times because he couldn't keep that list going. He had a hard time with schoolwork, being able to focus and do his schoolwork. Um, and then some of his social anxiety, he had a hard time making friends and understanding boundaries and things like that.
Which is common on the spectrum.
Right.
By the way, those other things, those actual diagnoses that you mentioned, I didn't even know about. Like, that's the first time I've ever heard that. So I just want people to know that I don't need to know what your diagnosis is. And to be honest with you, I don't want to know because, like I said, I'm a trainer. The way I approach is I just show your brain and encourage healthy patterns. And what we found is when the brain relaxes when it's supposed to relax, and I can get technical about that, but I mean, you just said it. When the brain's communicating where it's supposed to communicate, like one point to another, when it's firing on the frequencies it's supposed to be firing on, all the symptoms go away. So it doesn't matter what the diagnosis is or what the problem is, because it doesn't change the way we train, and everybody gets the same great benefits.
Right.
So in Braden's case, I guess, again, if I'm off base, pull me back in. I'm just thinking out loud. This was from childhood. So for him, was it a stress response for him, or is it just a condition? Or is he like less stressful now? I mean,
yeah, he's a lot less stressed now.
Okay.
I think with him, it could have been a stress response because whenever he did kind of get stressed, he would have like freak out moments.
Yeah.
And the older he got, the more it internalized. So he would, instead of having outbursts and things like that, he would shut down. So
so that's a depression pattern, actually.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. You know what? I think that's a great teaser. I'm super excited about talking more about him, and I want to talk to him because I'd love to hear it in his own words. So something I try to ask, just because I think people want to know, especially with online marketing. You worked with me and you know me. Am I full of crap?
No, not at all.
I mean, I don't want you to say that to be nice to me. I mean, we talked about this before. There are people at home that are literally crying out for a solution, that want help. And is this BS? Am I just saying this because I'm trying to get their money?
No, not at all. And like I said before, I had kind of hit a wall with myself on solutions of what to do. And especially with Braden, I didn't know what to do with him. It was at the point where we were looking at really, we had tried medication, we had tried all the therapy. It just wasn't helping. So at that point, I'm willing to try anything. So I kind of went into it. You and I had talked, and you had explained some of it, and frankly, I didn't believe you because I didn't think it could happen that quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I appreciate that. I do.
especially with him, the results, I mean, I think after 3 sessions, we already were seeing results with him. So
That's
I
awesome.
was shocked because it's it's almost like I had a new kid. I didn't expect those results at all. And
Wow.
I had never seen him functioning so clearly,
Wow.
where before I constantly had to help him. And yeah, he was able to do it all on his own. And I was like, who is this kid?
Wow. So it wasn't
So,
placebo. You didn't come into it expecting it to
no,
work.
no,
It
no,
wasn't a good attitude that made it work.
no.
I think that's important to say. So,
Yeah,
it's human nature. Most people don't want to do the work, and they do want to take a
yeah,
pill.
yeah.
What would you say to the person who's having the challenges, stress, the same issues you had, anxiety, knowing that they don't want to hire a mentor, they want to take a pill, or what do you say to them?
I think they need to try this. They really do. And not only try it, but commit to doing it, because it's going to change your life. It's going to change your kids' lives. And I know everybody says, oh, this is a fix, but this really is. It gave me and my son the tools we needed to function, be able to function. Whereas instead of being on all kinds of medications and fixing 1 or 2 symptoms at a time, this did it all.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, one more question. I'm going to put you on the spot here a little
Sure.
bit, but I think it's a totally valid question. The results that you got, what is assign a financial value to that? What is that worth? What's it worth to you as for the results that you got, and what's it worth to you as a mother for the results that your son got?
As a mother, you can't put a value to it,
Right?
because you can't put a value to it.
It's
The
priceless.
relief, and it is priceless for
I,
sure. And
I've
then
only,
especially for me, being able to have those tools, it's priceless.
I struggled, as a mentor and rolling out my program and getting involved with this. That's something that I really struggled with between my head and my heart was, look, I'm doing this professionally. I have to charge people.
Right.
Was assigning a value to it. And because I obviously stand to gain from that, there's an inherent bias. And so, me assigning greater value, I'm the one who benefits from that. And so that's
Right.
why I just wanted to ask, because I feel that way. And by the way, I've experienced it. It changed my life too. And my son, by the way. I mean, it gave us our life back. The same thing that you said. I now can
Yeah.
choose to really ruminate and hone in on something, or I can just relax. I'm not automatically on full tilt all the time. And
Right.
the same thing as you, I'm not wired and tired. That was one of my biggest things. I was exhausted
Yeah.
all day long, every day, no matter what. I
Yeah.
just was always tired, but yet I felt like I was zinging inside my head.
Yeah.
Well, can you think of anything else that you'd like to say, you'd like to share with people?
Um, no, I think really just I wish people would understand that this works. I mean, you can say it so many times, and until you experience it, you don't understand the true value of it.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, if I come up with more stuff, maybe I can, maybe we'll do this again. I just,
Yeah.
I try not to make the videos too long because I know I don't like watching super long videos. I want to keep it compelling. But thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. Look forward to talking to Braden. Thank
Yeah,
you for being transparent. You know, some of this stuff is personal, and I appreciate you just being honest and sharing your heart. And yeah, I appreciate that
sure.
you have a
Thank
heart
you.
to help others too, because that's ultimately what I want as well.
Thank you.
All right, well, appreciate it. We're going to sign off here once again.
Okay.
Have a great night, Jamie. Talk to
Thank
you
you.
later. Bye.
Bye.